Steve, the curves on this metal body are incredible, and you're telling, apparently you built.
I did, yes sir.
You did this.
Yep.
Well, let's start with what kind of metal is this?
This is 3003 grade aluminum,
Okay.
063 wall thickness. And really all I had was a couple renderings of what Gerin's vision, what he wanted this to look like. The body was never made. So
wow.
we have copies of the patents that he had applied for. And in the patents, he talks about different construction methods that could be used to make the automobile, one of which on the roof, since he was an airplane designer, an aeronautical engineer, and during that time period in World War I on aircrafts, they used like a waxed cloth fabric to line the fuselage and the wings and everything.
The old biplanes we remember.
Correct,
maybe.
yes sir.
Yeah, okay.
So he talks about the roof skin utilizing that wax fabric to allow the sunlight to illuminate the inside of the cabin. We don't have that, and I don't work with that. I work with metal. So he does talk about using aluminum as well, kind of either this and or that materials. So that's what I work with is metal and aluminum. And so yeah.
So how many pieces are we looking at here up front?
I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you, man.
A lot.
A lot, yes sir. But basically, yeah, I just had a few drawings or the renderings of his vision of what he wanted it to look like, and they basically, you know, here at the museum, they basically said, "Have at it. This is what we need you to build." And so the first thing I did was build the fender, just this one fender.
Okay.
And the inside curvature, the radius is different from the outside.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
And so once I got the one made, my boss was like, "Congratulations, you've done something that no one else has ever been able to do. Now make another one." So then I had to make the other one.
Once you're happy with the first one, well, you didn't want to make two wrong, so you may as well do one first, right?
And what's kind of unique is the headlights and everything, the fenders turn with the steering.
Fender, everything turns.
Yep.
That's wild.
So the shock actually lays in there horizontally.
Really?
And this is the pivot, and it's kind of like a single-sided swing arm on a motorcycle or a retractable landing gear on an aircraft.
Right.
Is basically how it operates. And back when he first applied for the patents, it kind of held a lot of innovations in automotive engineering that we now use today. Four-wheel independent suspension, hydraulic shocks, hydraulic brakes, rack and pinion steering, an adjustable steering column.
Really?
So yeah, you push that in, and this whole steering column raises up and down. And so that was his thought and idea in 1922 is when he applied.
22, because people were crowing about hydraulic brakes in 39.
Right. So this was kind of way advanced for its time period.
Wow.
You know.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And there's little bits of wood, obviously, along the way.
There's ash or oak. I'm not quite certain on the species of wood.
Okay.
But it's cast aluminum exoskeleton with the ash wood or oak sandwiched in between that make up the framework of the vehicle.
Okay.
And a lot of this, the wood is still, it's original. It's 100 years old.
Really?
This part was redone.
Yeah, but then you can see the original wood here. Where did you find the headlights?
Those are period correct. They're French brand from 1920. Marshall.
Yeah. Well, since this part of the car was never finished, obviously you have license to make good choices.
Creative freedom to a degree, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really
as long as
great.
I stay as much period correct as well as try to follow his rendering. Yeah. You know, because like I said, it was never built. So we just have these renderings of what his vision was at that time period. So there's some design changes that have been made, but we try to stay as correct to his vision that he wanted to.
Well, it occurs to me that any prototype, even in a prototype building stage for anyone, you're going to be making changes. That's the purpose
Correct.
of a prototype, to
Mhm.
try to
Yep.
work things out, and you're going to discover.
And the patents weren't a blueprint per se. They were just a general idea. Correct. Yeah. Just
Right.
describing his methods of what he was wanting to do to develop and build his parts and stuff, so no one else stole his
Sure.
idea. It's pretty honorable to you know that this vehicle is such a part of history.
Yeah.
And that no one else has been able to do it. We have the interior complete, but it's out of the car right
Sure.
now while we're working on it. So
Right.
it's actually red leather.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.